right, true believers, Elite Legend in the house for another Wrestlemania action figure unboxing. Yes, I know I was live the other day. I only did a portion of the figures that I had. I had so many to do that I wanted to make sure that I got everything done. So without any further ado, let's jump in. I'll give you some recaps of some of the things that we saw earlier in the week. I know we just saw this guy, Pete Dunne, finally drop the NXT British Championship. Big kudos to him for a great match. Pete Dunne lost the title to some dude named Walter, who's a throwback to the old days where wrestlers looked like the average Joe off the street. Want to welcome everybody to the live stream. Big Stan, live from the kitchen table. What's going on, my brother? Just the other day, we took a look and we saw some of the highlights from the last unboxing / reveal. Pop Mom, what's going on? Retro Revel, thank you for stopping by, Kev. Here we see Drew McIntyre. And remember, guys, I'm going to have it just like I did with the Royal Rumble. I'm going to do my own WrestleMania card. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled this weekend. Drew McIntyre is going to be in action against the big dog, Roman Reigns. Other figures that we took a look at the other day, we took a look at the Velveteen Dream. We also took a look at the Booyaka Booyaka Rey Mysterio flashback to Halloween Havoc 97 when he battled Eddie Guerrero for the WCW Cruiserweight Championship. We also saw the Honky Tonk Man, whom is going to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame this weekend. Got the long side burns and the blue suede shoes. Take a look. This is a GameStop exclusive Retro Fest. Other Hall of Famers, you might see them behind me. Bret Hart. The Hart Foundation is going to be in there. Here's the figure. This is one of the first ones that we're taking a look at. I know this was featured in one of my unboxings.
Who wants to walk with Elias?
I do. Remember, guys, WWE stands for Walk with Elias. I wonder, who do you guys think is going to come in and interrupt Elias while he sings this song for everybody in New York? I'm hoping it's either The Rock. It might be Cena, it might be Undertaker, but I'm hoping for a rock concert, an impromptu rock concert. So let's take a look. Here's another entrance greats that I haven't showed you guys. It's a glorious pickup. This was from Target. This was on clearance. Let's take a look at some other figures that I just have picked up. One of my very first reviews was the Heartbreak Kid set. I ended up picking up an extra one of these Alundra Blazes for the women's title, and you guys will see why I needed an extra women's title. I'm also going to use this figure to probably make a Rockin' Robin custom. But I needed an extra head for a ring attire Medusa for when she was managing the Dangerous Alliance. And I do have my own Dangerous Alliance in custom form that I'll show you guys in the future. So here's part of the Fashion Police. Here we have Tyler Breeze. He might be in the Andre Memorial Battle Royal with his partner, Fandango. Here is a top pick, Seth Rollins, that I picked up recently. Picked it up for the extra belts. Good scan, too. Here we have the other half of the Fashion Police. We have Fandango. Who remembers when Fandango made his debut? I think he beat Jericho at WrestleMania, too. Here we have Akam, one of the authors of Sin, or authors of, I forget their names, authors of Pain. I have my own custom Paul Ellering, but unfortunately Paul Ellering isn't with them anymore. What's going on, Tabby Smith? What's going on, Isaiah Plays? Thank you for joining us. Remember, everybody, support each other. Make sure you help each other's channels grow. Check out the streamers in here. You got a Big Stand Hobbies and Collectibles, the Human Wrestling Machine. We got Retro Rebel in here. You got Pop and Mama, Pop and Pokemon Extraordinaire. We also have Isaiah Plays, Tabby Smith. Let's get some more people in here. Share this with anybody that you know that's into wrestling, into unboxing, into action figures. All right. All right. So now let's take a look at some more figures that we have here. I got a bag here. Elite Legend has been stockpiling. I wasn't going to be collecting modern era, but I ended up going all in. Here's Razar, partner of Akam. Bluckers, what's going on, brother? My prehistoric friend, Bluckers. David Bluckers, guys, check him out. He is a Jurassic Park DVD extraordinaire. I like these because they come with the NXT tag titles. Pretty cool. Here is another WrestleMania. Here's a WrestleMania figure from the brand new line. Here we see Scott Hall from when he battled Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 18. Little disappointing. Wasn't Stone Cold's best time or Scott Hall's, but I'm happy to have this figure nonetheless. Speaking of the WrestleMania line, here we have the man, Triple H, the Game. Tattooed toy hunter in the house. Here you see the man, Triple H, from WrestleMania 19. They're being very generous with the body type here. Triple H was a little puffy at WrestleMania 19. He battled Triple H for the WWE Championship, retained it successfully. Many people believe that Booker should have won. I think Booker didn't have his best performance that night, and he kind of sandbagged Triple H. And here we have Undertaker. This is going to be my modern Taker. This is, I believe, from last year or WrestleMania 33. So pretty much the same difference. Here you see the Dead Man. Hopefully he makes an appearance at WrestleMania this year, and not just to interrupt the greatest show on earth, which is Elias singing. Hopefully he has a match. Maybe a rematch against Cena. Maybe set the seeds for him versus Sting next year. One can only hope, right? So there you go, the Dead Man. Here's a figure. I don't know if I showed it. Oh, yeah, I did. It's Shinsuke! It's Shinsuke! Shinsuke Nakamura! I also have the Defining Moments or Entrance Grace, whichever one that is. But this is a cool figure. I like the hands. They really nailed it with the facial scan there. Here's a couple of guys that really have caught their second wind. I know they started off with not much fanfare. They were supposed to be high flyers, but they really weren't. But here we see Jimmy and Jay, the Usos. The WWE Tag Team Champions are going to be putting their title on the line in a four-way. Would have preferred to see them against the New Day. Maybe the New Day, Cesaro, and Sheamus, but that's not happening. Here's Randy Orton. I showed this off the other day. Here's Jeff Hardy. This is not the variant. Showed this off the other day. Bluckers is going to be listening on his way to work. Thank you, Bluckers, for stopping by. I know you're a very busy man. Here's a... hope I don't cause a little disaster. Never mind. Well, here we have Bob Backlund. This is one of the Walmart exclusives. This is probably one of the easier Walmart exclusives to get a hold of. I actually got one that I still haven't unboxed. It's in the box somewhere around here. Might even open it today. I got this on Black Friday from WWE Shop. It wasn't supposed to be released on WWE Shop, but I did end up getting it. This is Bob Backlund from when he was Mr. Bob Backlund, when he was a WWE champion in the early 90s. Very cool figure. Love the winged eagle, and I think it's even the blue type. I hate when they have the black globe. And here we have Shelton Benjamin. This is the gold standard. I showed you guys the regular version that I'm going to use to make a Ruthless Aggression era custom. Here we see the gold standard version. I'm sorry about the glare, guys, but this is the variant. Comes with the blonde hair, gold standard. This is his attire from right before he left the WWE a few years back. Here's Baszler. I know she's wrestling right now on TakeOver. I got a lot more stuff, guys. Here we have Ronda Rousey, another one of the 4 horsemen, female 4 horsemen. Pokemon Square, what's going on? Thank you for stopping by. Big Stan Harris, check him out. He does a lot of wrestling figures. He does a lot of Transformers, classic cars, the Suplex Machine. I picked up this Ronda Rousey. I'm not a Diva collector, but I picked her up because I wanted this table, and it comes perfect for contract signings. And I picked up the Baszler because I ordered the whole set. I'm not a hypocrite. It was part of the set, so, you know. Here's probably my favorite WWE tag team. Cesaro and Sheamus. These guys are badass. They kick ass. Take a look at them right there. Really looking forward to WrestleMania this year. Hopefully that kid Nicholas doesn't rear his ugly head. I know he's good buddies with the Braun Strowman. So I'll take the time to show you guys some of my current roster, guys. So a lot of these guys that I bought are because I don't have a current roster. But here you see Braun. This is the top picks, Braun Strowman. We already saw Pete Dunne. This is a very hard to find Target Chase exclusive, which I hate that Mattel did that. Making us go through chases. Samoa Joe, United States champion. This is a guy that we took a look at the other day. This is first in the line. This is the Cedric Alexander. Comes with the Cruiserweight title. I know Buddy Murphy's the new champion. Here we see, this is my custom Dean Ambrose. I don't think he's going to be on the card, though, because he's leaving. Here's my Cena. Here's one of the guys going into the Hall of Fame this weekend, Jim D'Anville Neidhart. I know it's hard to tell him and Natty apart. Kind of have the same beard there. Here we have Sami Zayn, a guy that's going to be returning from injury. Does nothing for me, but I know he has a following. El Generico. Maybe he'll show up on the grandest stage of them all, or maybe he'll show up on the Raw after. Looks like we lost a few. But it's that son of a bitch, Kane. That son of a bitch has been stalking my dreams. Here is Kane unmasked. Here's some more current stars. We have Victor and Connor. And we have No Way Jose. He's going to dance his ass out of here. We also have AJ Styles, the phenomenal one. The Revival. And we have Finn Balor. Finn Balor for everyone. He's going to be squaring off against Bobby Lashley. I'm going to be doing a Bobby Lashley custom. Also going to be doing a custom of, I always forget his name. What's his name? The Authority figure? Wrestles in dress clothes. Baron Corbin. Here's the big dog. Next to the other big dog, Thanos. Snap them fingers, brother. Here's a dude that looks as imposing as that new superstar Walter. Gentleman Jack. Here we see Kevin Owens, whom is left off the card for some reason. And we see Rhino, who's going to be in the Battle Royal. Probably the worst elite ever. I got to fix the arms on this guy. Look at how ridiculous this is. This looks like a Toy Biz figure from back in the day. Oh, I'm Samoa Joe. I'm crashing down on everybody. And we got a young man that has a lot of kids. Heath Slater from the two-man band, baby. See Bray Wyatt, follow the brothers. Another guy left off the WrestleMania card. There's so much talent left off the WrestleMania card. You could almost make a huge card. Here we see Kofi. Here's something that I've been waiting to unbox for a while now. It comes with Jinder. It is the SmackDown champion belt ring. I'll probably be using the Raw one for my WrestleMania card. Excuse me, I'm going to get some more figures. Yes, there are more. Elite Legend has gone all out for WrestleMania this year. Been getting excited about it for the last couple months. Since Royal Rumble. Gabriel, what's going on, brother? What's going on, Black Knight? It's really hot in here. So if you see Elite Legend sweating, I'm in the attic of the house. Really hot up here. It's about 60 degrees in Chicago. A lot of insulation. Who's PewDiePie? Is Gabriel Valbrena a troll? Well, anyways, if you are, thanks for the view. Here is Rusev, one of my favorites. That's good. WrestleMania may suck. The card isn't the best, but you know, probably not the best card, but what can you do? And here we see Rusev with the key to the city, Rusev Day. Here's Aiden English. I don't think this is the Chase. I think the Chase is the one with the plain scarf. Here we see Eric Young. Here's another guy that runs with Eric Young. We have Killian Dane. NXT TakeOver. That Aleister Black has still eluded me. Thank you for getting rid of Valbuena's messages. Although haters are always welcome. Here's Zack Ryder. I know my main man, Harry Sands, is a big fan of the Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins show. They hunt for figures. This is the variant. I still want to pick up the blue one for a custom. Here is something that my brother David Bluckers was able to get for me. Was able to find it in his area, and I want to thank Nate Simmons. Nate Simmons also had the lookout, but he picked it up right after Bluckers was able to hook me up with it. Thank you so much, brother. Triple H, and here is Kurt Angle. His farewell match is going to be against Baron Corbin. Man, come on, that's ending on pretty much on a downer. I would much rather see him fight Cena. Maybe they insert Cena into the match. That'll be pretty cool. Pop Mama's into the communism. I know Elite Legend is in here sweating profusely. He's busted open, god damn it, that son of a bitch. So let's take a look at another box that I have that's already kind of open. Actually, it's not kind of open. Oh, I know what this is. I just got this the other day. He's not represented in my collection until now. He has a big match against Shane McMahon. Here's The Miz. This isn't the most recent one, but I like the attire. I know I saw the reveal for the new one with the red coat, the headband, the glasses, but I really like this one. I like the cool mask. So this is from Elite 53, so about 10 series ago. But I really like that Miz. Here's something from, oh yeah, this was from Ringside Collectibles. Ordered this a long time ago. Passed them up at the store. But here's the American Dream that Dudley Rhodes. Second most recognizable athlete in the world today. Second only to Muhammad Ali. For those of you who don't know, that's from the Bruce Pritchard Something to Wrestle With. He has some great stories about the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, when he was traveling the road with the American Dream. And Rochester the Gnome is here, the world's most famous gnome and the world's most recognizable athlete in the world today, the American Dream, Dr. Rose Daddy. Comes with his hat, comes with some glasses, if you will, comes with the American Dream, Dr. Rose shirt, the American Dream championship, if you will. He got the American Dream birthmark on his belly. This is from Elite 63, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Love this figure. Yes, Pop Mama, you do have to get on Elite Legends' good side. You do have to maybe make a couple of more dinners and stop going on about communism every day, okay? We don't want communism in the United States, Pop Mama. Here is a figure that, hopefully it's a figure, has to be. I ordered this specifically for Wrestlemania. He's going to be facing Triple H. This is Elite 30. Batista the Animal. He walks alone. Check out these tattoos. Look at this. I know it's kind of crappy, the feed here, but take a look at this. This is an amazing figure. Gotta love the Animal Dave Batista. No love for Pokemama. I do have a lot of love for Pokemama. Rochester the Gnome, are you going to be watching WrestleMania, brother? Elite Legend has made a huge mess in here. Here we have some more stuff. This is something that I ordered a long time ago. Still haven't even unboxed it. And here he is. Goldberg. Check it out. This is an amazing figure. I got the Goldberg that came with the Raw ring. Very cool. Be cool to see Goldberg make another appearance at WrestleMania. How cool would it be if Goldberg shows up to set up a match with The Undertaker? And here's another guy. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Comes with that purple Attitude Era Championship belt. I already have the Jericho. I think I may have shown off the Triple H at some point. I don't know where the hell that figure is, though. I haven't seen it in a while. But here is The Rock from that line. I know I have the Triple H. At least I hope I have it. I think I ordered it, but I don't know where the box ended up going. Here we have the Undertaker in his American Badass look. Comes with the big evil shirt. Hello, Melissa. Thank you for stopping by. Everybody check out Rochester the Gnome Tattoo Toy Hunters page. The leader of the tag team toy collectors group, and my moderator extraordinaire, snuffing out trolls with reckless abandon, making sure that this stream is safe for everyone, including the Pop Mama. And Elite Legend doesn't know how he's going to break into this without his... Oh, yes, and this person made it pretty easy. There you go. Thank you so much. Want to give a shout-out to Corey Handy. Corey was kind enough to pick this up for me at the store, send it out to me. This has been eluding me for a while. I got so lucky. I still need probably a couple more. Elite Legend likes to have, as you see, I have so many figures here, but I need to have a version to go with each of the characters that this character is synonymous with. So Kerry was the man. Corey, thank you so much for getting this. He's up in Michigan, and he was able to find us in the wild. Basically, it's hopeless trying to find us in Chicago. But my buddy Timmy from the Tag Team Toy group also hooked me up. I cannot wait to open this. This is amazing. This was probably the best packing job I've ever seen in my life. But here we have it. Oh man, Elite Legend is really excited. Still a little bit pissed because I searched so much. I searched high and far. I went to every Walmart, and I'm in the big city. I'm in Chicago. So I probably hit about 18 Walmarts. And I wasn't able to get it. But here she is, the lovely, sensational Sherry, WWE Hall of Famer. Probably the toughest woman in wrestling history. One of my favorite managers of all time. So I have her to go with the Macho Man. I'm getting one from Timmy. She's going to go, I'm going to display this one with the Macho King. Then I'm going to display the other one in her ring gear. I want to pick up a couple more. Put one with the $1 Million Man, one with Shawn Michaels. I already have the bodies. I just need to pop the heads on there. The extra bodies I'll use for customs. But man, this is a beautiful figure. The one thing that she's missing, she doesn't have her crown. Corey shook it up really good. Said it doesn't seem like it was in here. It looks like they omitted it. But the cool thing is, I have a Lana figure that comes with a crown. Well, it comes with a tiara, and I'm pretty sure it's the same tiara. But like I said, I'm going to be using this for ring gear. So, Inspired Champion, thank you for stopping by. So excited about getting this Sherry figure. The thing that's really upsetting me about Mattel is they're trickling out. They're basically, it's like a leaky faucet. Actually, a leaky faucet that just got fixed, and they're just trickling out the elites, the legends at least. Like we got Dusty, we got Backlund, we got Sherry, but that's pretty much like the only thing that we got for the year. Now next year we're gonna get a few more, but they're giving you just a little bit, and then they're making it hard for you to get. So it's kind of tough. What's going on, Inspired Champion? How you doing tonight? You gonna be watching WrestleMania? Are you a wrestling fan? All right. So I got a lot more cool stuff to show you guys. You guys can see I have some cool customs that I've made. Here's one of my other favorite women figures. Let's see, lovely Miss Elizabeth. She's always falling off the shelf. We need it. Here's my Sherry. That's the placeholder for the Macho King. You see Sherry there. This is the Jack specific one. I got a bunch of that Sherry. And here's the Macho King Randy Savage. Oh yeah, good to have beef. My Zeus custom is up there in the background there. Here you see Brother Love, who traveled the road with the Macho Man, Sensational Sherry, Dusty Rhodes, Sapphire, and the lovely Miss Elizabeth in 1989. Can you imagine how much fun they had on the road? That's my custom of the amazing Brother Love. You see Bobby Heenan, another one of the greatest of all time. Love this collection. Love just looking at the things here. Just takes you back. Here's another cool Macho Man, Randy Savage. Ooh yeah. Dig it. Nate. What's going on, guys? Nathan Simmons, what's going on, my brother? How you doing? Nathan Simmons, check out his page. He is a comic fanatic, comic guru, a transformer. Like he's what do they call it? Is it what is it called? Leader class. He is a leader class collector. If you were to classify the different types of collectors of action figures. Here's my OGs. Check out these OGs right here. Eventually I'll give you guys a tour of the room. But here's two of my OGs. You see Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan. This is where it all started. A couple years ago, I took a road trip up to Michigan. Pop Mama's family's out there. And my goal was to take a picture of these two facing off in front of the Pontiac Silverdome before they demolished it. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get out there, but at least they made the last trip up to Michigan together with the Elite Legend. Nathan Simmons, we are all having fun. Anytime we were able to piece together pieces of our childhood, catch that nostalgia high, it's always a good thing. Speaking of nostalgia high, take a look at this. Andre the Giant, Hasbro. Pop Mama says Michigan is a very strange country. You see the Macho Man. This is probably my favorite Hasbro. The Hasbro line really got Elite Legend through a really tough time in my life. I was 9 years old. It was the first Christmas without my dad, and I got most of not that the figures made losing my dad any easier. It just served as a diversion, gave me hours of entertainment, and really helped me actually enjoy that holiday. It was so cool to have the figures that you see on TV, especially when you're a 9-year-old kid. A lot of my childhood was spent with those figures. Here's another one of my favorite Mattels. This is the first Macho Man Mattel made. If you guys remember, classic superstars, they couldn't get a hold of the license for the Macho Man, so this is one of the first figures that they put out. And here's a lovely Miss Elizabeth with some custom clothing. This is a custom Elizabeth. Pretty easy. Just painted the feet, arms, some custom clothing from Ralph. Rest in peace. Ralph's figure clothing. His wife is still doing the clothing for him, even though his untimely passing. So this was a pretty cool stream. It was good to show off a lot of these things with you guys. Elite Legend, showing off my hoarding kind of, which is also my passion. WrestleMania is always a good time. This year, usually I used to always try to get in shape for WrestleMania, but this year I kind of embraced the dad bod because I know it's in vogue right now. But seeing as how Elite Legend is like breaking a Mark Henry level sweat, just showing off action figures, maybe this could be my new workout. Maybe I could come in here and go live and show you guys some of my action figures as we get into the summer months, but I don't know if you guys want to sit and watch the Elite Legend sweat. I don't think even Pop Mom wants to do that. But I'm really impressed with this Batista figure. I wonder what he's going to be wearing at WrestleMania. Hopefully he's not wearing one of those suits. But this is a really cool figure. I'm glad I have it. For a minute, I thought I wasn't going to get it in time because the guy that I purchased it from on eBay said that there was some kind of oil spill or something in his town, and it delayed shipping. But luckily, I was able to get that. Inspired Champion has Sting. I have the Sting in white. I have the Stinger here. He actually fell off the shelf. This is the Great American Bash Sting entrance great from when he won the championship against Ric Flair. Great match. Great era. How cool is it that Sting and Ultimate Warrior both were champion in 1990? They both busted into the business together. Both were leading their respective companies by 1990. Even though it wasn't the right time for them to be leading the companies, still, nonetheless, you can't change history. Both of them made their mark. Both of them are icons. Both of them are still remembered today. Sadly, the Ultimate Warrior is no longer with us. Hopefully, we get another match out of Sting. Here's one of my favorite figures. This was actually obtained in the great state of Michigan by Pop Mama. During one of her visits to that strange country, she was able to get this in the dying days of Toys R Us. Got me a couple of them. How cool is this? I know we're going to get the basic set with him and Gorilla Monsoon, but it's kind of strange that Gorilla is so thin. But hey, we're getting Gorilla Monsoon, y'all. Love me some Gorilla Monsoon. We still need a Jesse the Body Ventura, but for now, I just use the classic Superstar one. How cool is this? Look at this attire. For those of you who don't know Jesse the Body Ventura, in the 80s, he was the man. He was on top of the world. He was acting in movies with Sylvester Stallone. He was in The Predator. He was doing a lot. He was doing his thing. He was in movies with Stallone. No, it wasn't Schwarzenegger. But Jesse the Body Ventura was huge. Look at his outfit. It's pretty sick. I'd like to get one of his a custom shirt with buckwheat on it from the Little Rascals. As you see, you take the little hair off, and then you got him in his beautiful Hulk Hogan style hairstyle. Very cool. Jesse the Body. I really wanted Jesse the Body Mattel to make it happen. Here's another one of my customs. I know we saw a release. They just showed off a proto of the Magnificent Don Morocco. I made a custom of him. Take a look at this. This is his babyface time in the 80s when he pumped up big time after Fuji Vice. This is also, I'm also working on a Lord Alfred Hayes. Here's one of my favorite. I met him, Greg the Hammer Valentine. One of the few wrestlers that probably the only wrestler that I've met as a fan. No, two wrestlers I've met as a fan. Here is Greg the Hammer Valentine custom. I bet you guys will never guess the head that I used to make this. Let me know in the comments below. If you're watching this after the stream airs, let me know in the comments below. The Hammer was a very cool guy. Elite Legend talked with him for like an hour. I actually, I think we're gonna get another Paul Bearer. Oh yeah, the Paul Bearer came out actually. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. I do have a Paul Bearer. I got to show that off in another video. Here's a custom that I made of Harley Race to go with the man Vader. This is another one of the guys that passed away, unfortunately. For those of you who may not know, Kenny Casanova, he's an independent wrestling manager. A great guy. He helped write. He helped author the book. Well, he actually wrote the book for Kamala, called Kamala Speaks. He's also done the book for Sabu, and he also wrote a book for Vader that's going to be releasing very soon. So check out Kenny Casanova on social media. There's a new Vader book coming out, and I could just sit down and watch Vader matches from the early '90s all day. His feud with Sting was just amazing. I never seen Sting handled like that. I never seen a bad guy be so dominant. This is my custom of Harley Race when he was his manager. I know he needs a goatee, but there were times where he didn't have the facial hair. But the Mastodon Vader, my ultimate dream match. Well, probably not my ultimate dream match. I'd love to see Hogan against Flair in their primes. But if I were to see another match, probably on my Ultimate Dream card, I would love to see Vader from the early 90s against Brock Lesnar from now. That would be the greatest match ever. Oh yeah, the Vader Cactus Jack matches were sick. Cactus Jack was just so amazing in the early 90s. Even when he was in WCW, even when Cactus Jack was in the GWF, I knew there was something special about him. I love that elbow smash that he would do from the ring apron onto the floor, always putting his body on the line. Love the attire. Love the cactuses. I love Mick Foley. I know Nathan's a huge Cactus Jack fan. Mick Foley. Thank you, Big Stan, for enjoying the live stream. You're always a big part of my live streams, and Elite Legend never forgets where he came from. Here we see, this is another really underrated WCW figure, a Flying Brian. It goes for pretty cheap. I have a bunch of them. I still need to do some customs, but I love this figure. How cool was it in well, not cool for him, but if anybody remembers the War Games where Sid Vicious almost killed Flying Brian, that's one of the more memorable moments of the early 90s for me as a wrestling fan. Here's another guy that passed away about a year ago. Here's a custom that I made of the Z-Man, Tom Zank, former partner of Danny Medeiros. What's going on, brother? Danny Medeiros is another one of the men that have gotten into the squared circle. Danny, thank you for stopping by the stream. I don't know if you ever checked out my Z-Man custom, but as Tony Schiavone would say on his stream, Tom Zank was a very handsome man. And here is my Tom Zank, reminiscent of the Galoob figure that didn't have knee pads. That's why my Tom Zank does not have knee pads. I remember picking up this figure. Oh, man, I do wish that they would do a rocker Marty Jannetty. I hope they do one. It'd be a shame not to have another Marty Jannetty. I don't understand why you would make Shawn Michaels without Marty Jannetty. It's kind of silly. But Danny Medeiros, a big-time friend of mine on social media. Danny, make sure you avoid those Swift trucks this WrestleMania weekend. Every time I see a Swift truck, I think of you. But this is one of my customs that I'm very proud of. I remember getting the Galoob figure. I would get an allowance from my grandmother whenever she would stop by on the weekend, and I would take my money and I'd go to Walgreens where they had all the Galoob figures, and I'd get a new Galoob every time I saved up $10. I also got all my WCW comic books from Walgreens as well. Love this custom. One of my favorites. Very simple. It's just a Lex Luger figure. No, actually, it's not. It's I don't know who this is. I think this is a extra. This might be. This is actually Texas Tornado, not the Texas Tornado though. Kerry Von Erich body with different boots, obviously, and then you have the. This is a Zack Ryder head with sculpted hair. What's going on, Sure Shannon? Thank you for stopping by. Everybody, check out the Sure Shannon show. Here you see Zank and I got a lot of surprises for you. If you like WCW, if you like the early days of WCW, you guys remember War Games. Elite Legend has a lot of cool stuff for you guys. Let's take a look at some of my Dangerous Alliance right now. Here we see the Cruncher, Larry Zbyszko. Here we see beautiful Bobby Eaton. I still need to make a Paulie Dangerously, but I do have the phone. Check it right here. Bam. Somebody is going to get smashed with this phone. Bam. I'm going to be making a Medusa. Here we see ravishing Rick Rude. I got to work on his chest hair a little bit more. Simply ravishing. How cool was Rick Rude when he came to the WCW? Straight off of the heels of a main event run in the WWF against Warrior, showed up at Halloween Havoc as the Halloween, was it the Phantom against the Z-Man? No, the Z-Man. The Z-Man is crazy because Z-Man was Vader's debut match, and he was also Ravishing Rick Rude's debut match. And here we see, any of you guys know who this is? Former television champion in the early 90s. Pop Mama would say Rude was a nice-looking man. My mom loved Ravishing Rick Rude. Thank you so much, Sir Shannon. No, it is not Mr. Perfect. This is Stunning Steve Austin. This is, as you can see, this is a Steve Austin face. Sculpted hair, painted tights. Very easy custom. Yeah, Dangerous Alliance. Love WCW. Here was one of my first. Here's a very cool figure. This is J.J. Dillon, a generation before the Dangerous Alliance, the manager of the Four Horsemen. And here is Ron Simmons. Don't want to step to Ron. How cool was it when Ron Simmons won the championship? Very cool. There you see the WCW title. Still need a few more of these. The thing that bugged me about the Vader run was how they had Flair and Vader's run. It was kind of anticlimactic because you got this world beater. And it was cool the way they made the story with Flair. They had his family all worried. He left his house. Mean Gene was with him for the ride home. Family's all concerned. Flair's career's on the line. But as great as Ric Flair is, Vader was such a monster. To have a guy that's already middle-aged and a babyface Flair at that, it didn't make any sense. Even as a 10-year-old kid, it didn't make sense to me. 10, 11. Oh, yes, I do have the Texas Tornado, and I do have some Freebirds. Here is this is a custom in progress still. I haven't finished it. But here we see Michael P.S. Hayes. This is gonna be the newer Freebird version, but I do have a classic Freebird that I'm working on as well, with Terry Bam Bam Gordy and Buddy Jack Roberts. We also have here's my Dustin Rhodes custom, the natural Dustin Rhodes. I do need to make a Lady Blossom to go with Stunning Steve. That would be a good touch. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, Charlotte Flair was in that stain. So was David, a Reed Flair that died in David. David was probably the worst wrestler I ever seen in my life. He was doing the Ric Flair gimmick in Puerto Rico and in Florida in the early thousands. Here's a Muda custom. I haven't finished him yet. I still got to get in under the hair. But here's the great Muda, the Pearl of the Orient. I know my Kevin Von Erich is somewhere outside the room, but here I have where's Texas Tornado? Here's here's the Texas Tornado from SummerSlam when he won the Intercontinental title. I was always a huge Von Erich fan. From the magazines, from tapes. World Class used to come on cable out here in Chicago, so I knew about the Von Erichs. Huge Von Erich fan. So when Kerry Von Erich showed up in the WWF and challenged Mr. Perfect for the Intercontinental title, when that title meant something, man, it was a big deal. Here's one of my customs. I know we finally got a Virgil in ring gear, but here not in ring gear, we got the Virgil. Here's Virgil the way he came, and then we have my custom. Here's Virgil how he was released, and here's Elite Legends custom Virgil from when he was a babyface. I still have to make a heel Virgil from his wrestle when he would team up with the $1 Million Man, and then I have to make a Vincent from his time in the NWO. As a kid, I loved watching world-class wrestling. I loved the Missing Link, General Skandar Akbar. Man, so much cool stuff. Devastation Incorporated. Here is let's see. I want to show you guys something cool. Here's my Owen Hart custom, the blue blazer. I also have an Owen Hart 1994 attire run. Here you see the blue blazer. Gentleman Chris Adams and Gino Hernandez, the dynamic duo. How great were they? Unfortunately, Gino Hernandez, he had it all from what everybody says. Could have been one of the next greats. Here's a guy, one of my favorite guys, always like a really tough guy. This is Rugged Ronnie Garvin. This is my custom. Sadly, we haven't gotten one. We probably never will get one from WWE. But he's a former WCW World Champion. Hands of Stone. Brother of one of the fabulous Freebirds, Terry Garvin. Here is another custom. I know he was supposed to be released, but Target wasn't even aware that he was supposed to be released on April 4th at Target. But luckily, I made my own Red Rooster a while ago. So you see Terry Taylor, the Red Rooster. That's a horrible rooster impression. Here are two guys that are going into the Hall of Fame this weekend. Tomorrow night, to be exact. Bret Hart, Jim Neidhart. These are my customs. They're in custom pink attire. Love the Hart Foundation. Great team. Finally getting inducted into the Hall of Fame, getting their just due, their just desserts, more appropriately. Here's another man that has just recently passed. I didn't do a feature on him. Former WWF champion, Intercontinental champion, tag team champion, former Grand Slam champion. Here is Pedro Morales from Culebra, Puerto Rico. Here's one of my first Mattel customs from the motherland, Puerto Rico, big time star. Sadly, he was used as a jobber in the 80s. So if you guys remember Pedro Morales, you probably remember him as a jobber. Unfortunately, because this is one of my best chest hair jobs. I really wish you guys could see how good I did that chest hair there. Chest hair is always tough to do, but that was one of my favorite efforts. Here is Corporal Kirchner, another one of the unsung guys. He wasn't one of the best wrestlers, but he's the reason why I had to get a new Miz, because I used Miz's head to create him. Sculpted hair and a cap. Used a John Cena dog tag. Used Bushwhackers' bodies. Repainted. Voila. Very simple custom of Corporal Kirchner. I think I even gave him a custom skin tone. Very cool custom. I think I did this on the 4th of July one year. Here are my rockers, the original. Marty Jannetty, Shawn Michaels. I'm doing a custom where I'm going to lighten up Shawn Michaels' hair. Kevin used his own chest hair. I used I used doll hair for a custom, and it was really creepy. The Shannon Show. You loved Rugged Ronnie Garvin. That's also cool. Yeah, Iceman King Parson was one of my favorite guys. Back in WCW, I remember when he cost Buddy Jack Roberts his hair. Luckily, that Freebird cream helped his hair grow, and he had to use that wrestling ring gear to keep his luscious locks in place. That Rugged Ronnie Garvin's really cool. I sculpted the towel. I loved Hands of Stone. I loved when he would do the Garvin stomp. And I know I'm gonna sound I know I'm gonna sound like a fool when I say that my favorite Ronnie Garvin run was when he was in the WWF as a referee. He showed a lot of personality. He showed that he can actually make it on the big stage if given the opportunity. If he was a little bit younger, he was a ring announcer. He was a referee. He had it out for Greg the Hammer Valentine. Here's one of my favorite customs. One of my favorite teams: Jacques Rougeau and Raymond, the fabulous Rougeau brothers. There's some clown on YouTube that used my Jack's Classic Superstar Rougeau brothers. He used their picture and he uploaded the Rougeau Brothers theme song. So when I see the Rougeau Brothers, I think of the All American Boys theme song. So when I look it up and I listen to it, I always find I see my custom. It's cool seeing my customs, but I would like to have all the views associated with that video too. But I don't know the copyright. I never copyrighted. I never watermarked the picture, so that's my fault. But here's my MAttel versions of Jacques and Raymond, the fabulous Rougeau brothers. They got their flags. They're all American boys. They don't like heavy metal. They don't like rock and roll. All they like to listen to is Barry Manilow. Love the fabulous Rougeaus. Wish they would have gotten a run with the WWE titles. WWE, I even say WWE, WWF tag team titles. Let's see, what else can I show you guys here? Everybody knows the great one. Hulkamania, brother. The late great Mean Gene Okerlund next to Hogan. I got oh yeah. Here I know we don't have a Marty Jannetty GameStop, but I just picked up 2 Shawn Michaels. I lightened the hair on this one so it could differentiate from my other set. And then I have a Marty Jannetty here. So there you have that. Those are I use these as my 90s version rockers. Funko J, what's going on? Or Scooter. So what's going on, Scooter? How you doing? How you doing, Nicholas Adams? Thanks for stopping by. What's going on, Funko J? Wade from the land down under. Scooter is joining us. When I show 90s figures, I always want to go to one of my favorite teams, one of my favorite unsung teams. I really feel bad for Paul Roma because being thrusted into the Horsemen wasn't the best thing for him. The fact that he was wearing his Jobber Young Stallion jacket when he went into WCW didn't help matters. But I always feel bad for Paul Roma because he was a better wrestler than he got credit for. I really love Power and Glory as they were managed by the Slickster. Loved that tag team. Loved when they dominated the Rockers. Power and Glory. Loved their finisher, too. Pew, 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 pew. You got... Here, speaking of Slickster, here's my custom Slickster. There you see the Jive Soul Bro, manager of the Warlord, manager of the Bolsheviks, manager of Power and Glory, manager of the Natural Butch Reed, the African Dream, Akeem, the Big Boss Man, The one-man gang. Here's my one-man gang custom. Speaking of world-class, here you see one of the staples of world-class wrestling, the one-man gang. This is a custom. The head is a little rough because it was really tough working with the plastic. Very thin amount of plastic. Got to redo that. Maybe I'll get a head from the Warsman eventually. Here is the Natural Butch Reed, another one of the guys that the Slickster managed. Former partner of Ron Simmons and Doom. Here's a really cool custom. Dangerous Danny Davis. He was a referee turned wrestler. Some people say that he was helping out the Hart Foundation. He ended up joining the Hart Foundation. Oh, I have the Killer Bees, but I don't have their heads on. The heads are somewhere. I don't know where the heads are, but I got to find them and put them on. I remember the Killer Bees. I wanted the LJN figures. My sister Linda had a boyfriend. I caught her with her boyfriend, and I threatened to tell my mom if he wouldn't give me $20 so I could buy the LJN Killer Bee figures. So he gave me the $20, and I never tricked, but I never ended up finding the Killer Bees. Yes, the Superplex and Splash, Power and Glory. Pop Mama wanted me to add stingers to the butts of the Killer Bee figures. She said that would have helped him get over. Here you see these guys keep knocking over my damn collection. I have them in the back. I have them on Stranger Things, but the Conquistadors, they're not very sturdy. They keep falling over like jerks, and they keep tumbling over my tag team collection. Here's another one of my favorite tag teams, the Islanders. Who remembers when they took Matilda from the British Bulldogs? Tama and Haku, the Islanders. There you see the Islanders. Pop Mama, I might do that one day. I might give them the little stingers on their butt. Just for you. Here are a couple of from that country in Michigan. Pop Mama. Oh no, we just had a homicide, a girl. No. And hopefully you guys didn't see Elite Legends' butt. But here we see Rick and Scott, the Steiner brothers. Oh, yeah. Was there a full moon for real? Yeah, I do have the whole 87, 89 roster. I have actually 85 to 92 almost. Just a few pieces here and there that I didn't have. Oh. Oh, no full moon, no full moon. What else do we got here? Oh, here's some other cool. Here's some wrestle crap from the early 90s. The Shockmaster. This is not a custom. This is a actual ringside exclusive, I think. Or some kind of exclusive. Yes, I do have the Rock and Roll Express. But they were here is Lex Luger looking like his Galoob figure. And here is Sid looking like his Galoob figure. Sid is one of my favorites of all time as well. So is Lex Luger. Lex Luger gets such a bum rap. They talk about how bad he was. Lex Luger was an amazing wrestler. You watch Lex Luger on TV, you keep your eyes glued on that channel. Same thing with Sid. Yeah, this actually is a stormtrooper. They actually used a stormtrooper mask and they just bedazzled it. This dude was famous for making his debut. He was supposed to break through a wall, but there was a board that they didn't know about, and he tripped over it. His helmet fell off, and the voiceover kept playing for some reason. It was kind of embarrassing. But look at this epic mullet. You can see the mullet kind of still growing through there. Look at that. That's crazy. Elite Legend wants one like that. Here we see the Rock and Roll Express. I'm still not done with them. The heads are a little too big because they're jacks. But it's Ricky and Robert, the Rock and Roll Express. The attire is too bland, so I have figured out a way to update them. So I'm going to be updating them very soon. Probably have them in black. Here is a Terry Funk custom from 1990 when he was battling Ric Flair. Yeah, Lex Luger was a 4 Horseman. I do have a Nails here. I'm just not done with him. Where is Nails? Nails is over on the 1990 side. Here he is back here. He's by the Giant Gonzalez. Still not done. As you see, I still need a hand. Still need to do the hair. There you see number 902714. Nails. Here is, oh, this is one of my favorites from World Class. The Missing Link. Bang your head. Here's another custom that I did that I'm very proud about. Here's the Brooklyn Brawler. There you see the Brawler from the Heenan family. Let's see, who else do we have that we can show off? The Mighty Hercules. We have Bad News Brown in there. Here's my Tatanka. Here's my Tatanka custom from his debut attire. The Native American Tatanka. I don't have a Spike Dudley, unfortunately. I remember it was really hard to get a Spike Dudley Classic Superstar. That's probably why I don't have a Spike Dudley Mattel, because I would have used that head. Although I know I've seen some people be very creative and make a Spike Dudley custom. Here's a custom that I'm still working on. Still not done with him yet. I got to finish the head. I might actually end up using a different head because he's a little too tall. But it is none other than the Mountie. I'm probably going to end up using a different head. I'll use the Maybe the head that I used for the Rougeau brothers. This is a Jack's Classic Superstar head. I try to grind the hair down, and I started to re-sculpt it, but it's still much too big. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a different head on there and see if it gets any better. No, unfortunately, I don't have the Insane Clown Posse. I'm still trying to get. I still have to work on a lot of the Attitude Era, but I know the Insane Clown Posse will be really cool to have with a Golga for the when they were during the Attitude Era. Junkyard Dog, yes, Junkyard Dog is right here. This is an actual release. It's not a custom. Grab them cakes. Love this figure. The JYD was one of my favorites. Came out to another one, Bites the Dust by Queen. Probably my first exposure to Queen. Thank God for the JYD because that's one of my favorite bands. Wrestling isn't all about the big stars. You need jobbers. And the thing that I feel that wrestling is missing the most nowadays is the enhancement matches, where everybody seemed like a star that was on the roster because you never saw the main guys lose matches. They would always get in the ring against like some scrawny looking dudes, but there was certain jobbers that weren't scrawny looking, but they would lose every week, like the Brooklyn Brawler and this guy that had the slowest healing arm injury ever. He had this leather band that he would put on his arm. He was Canada's greatest athlete from Hamilton, Ontario. This is Iron Mike Sharp. Also the loudest jobber ever. You could always hear him screaming and yelling and like in pain. He was always kind of like hunchback, very hairy chest, a formidable opponent for everyone. He made everybody look like gold as he put them over. Really miss him. I know he passed away recently. But God bless Iron Mike Sharp. Guys like this really made wrestling fun. Guys like him, Barry Horowitz, Johnny Rods. Iron Mike Sharp should be in the Hall of Fame. Johnny Rods is in the Hall of Fame. Iron Mike Sharp should be in there. So should the Brooklyn Brawler one day. Here's a custom that I'm still not done with. As you can see, I'm still sculpting pieces of his belt. The Barbarian. Elite Legend is a Barbarian at heart. Here's the Barbarian. One of my 2 Barbarian figures in my collection. This is a custom from when he was in the Heenan family. I do have Bruno Sammartino. I have the original release. Then I have a custom. This is kind of a hybrid. This is a classic superstar head with the original release figure from Mattel. And then I gave him a little bit of a white wash to make him look a little bit older from when he came to the WWF in 1986 and was challenging the Macho Man for the Intercontinental title. Had a pretty good run against the Macho Man. The living legend Bruno Sammartino, another great one that is currently resting in peace and main eventing in the Garden up in the sky. Excuse me, the Elite Legend has a bit of a cold. Let's see. Another one of my favorite guys. He wasn't a jobber by any means. Actually had a pretty good run in the WWF. Here is Dino Bravo, Canada's strongest athlete. Here you see Dino Bravo, my custom. I love Dino Bravo. Many of my favorite wrestlers are French Canadians and heels. The model Rick Martel, the #1 Frenchman Rene Goulet, which I still need to do a custom of Rene Goulet. But here is a custom of Frenchie Martin. Mr. USA is not okay. I got to put his coat. This is a 2-in-1. I just put the coat on him and his hat, and his USA is not okay sign, and he is good to go. This is my custom. Frenchie does not like the USA. He does not think it is okay. He was Dino Bravo's manager for a spell, and one of those great jobbers that I talk about that really made the expansion of the WWF a huge success. Very unsung heroes. But speaking of the model, I know we got an official model release, but it was later in his run. Here is my Rick the Model Martel from 1990, right after he went heel, started doing the arrogance promos. I know the hair isn't 100% accurate, but it is. I love it. I think it's perfect. I love Rick the Model Martel. Arrogance. Frenchie, no, the dude with the floral paint on his face was adorable Adrian Adonis. There's also a guy named Adrian Street. But here's maybe this is who you're thinking about. This is a guy, he had the flower shop. He came out with Jimmy Hart. He had a match with Roddy Piper at WrestleMania 3. Roddy Piper's last match before he went off to Hollywood. This is the adorable one, Adrian Adonis custom. Oh yeah, the Ultimate Warrior is definitely the man. Sadly, the Ultimate Warrior was inducted into the Hall of Fame 5 years ago, and he sadly passed away the next night. Well, the night after WrestleMania. But here we see the Ultimate Warrior when he was the Intercontinental Champion. Here we see the Ultimate Warrior from WrestleMania 6 when he defeated Hulk Hogan to become the WWF Champion. Ultimate Warrior is one of the greatest of all time, in my opinion. He's still remembered today and will be remembered for many generations to come. I was always a strong Ultimate Warrior supporter. Here's my Jimmy Snuka custom.
Shuka Superfly.
So yeah, I was always a defender of Ultimate Warrior on the internet. Finally, he got his just due and ended up being vindicated and put into the WWE Hall of Fame. But sadly, he passed away right after. But it tells you, it was kind of God's plan, probably. Big Stan, thank you so much. Here's my other Barbarian custom. Goes with his brother, the Warlord. I think they might still be teaming up on the indie circuit. Is that right, Big Stan? I would not want to be in the ring with these two guys, even in their 50s. The Powers of Pain. Remember them in WCW against the Road Warriors? They ended up leaving because they didn't want to do those scaffold matches, and who could blame them? Here is Haku from WrestleMania 6. And who can forget about these guys? What a rush! Here's the Sherry that I used for Shawn Michaels. I just put her on a Maurice figure. Put the Sherry head, the classic superstar head. And it's a pretty cool update. Looks close enough. Elite Legend is popping some bubble wrap. Here is the Coco Beware. How cool was Coco? Another underrated guy. Coco wasn't a jobber by any means. He's a Hall of Famer. Some people like to look at Coco being in the Hall of Fame and make side-eye comments, but Coco was legit. Coco could work. Coco was a little guy, but Coco was a big man. Coco was powerful. Coco had explosive offense. He was kind of like Rey Mysterio back in the late 80s, early 90s. Coco could go. Yes, I do have DDP. Put your mama in a headlock. Here we have DDP. Bang! I still want to do a DDP from when he was down on his luck in WCW in the early days. There was a time where he was going through a losing streak. He had like half a cigar. He had gone broke. That was my favorite time of DDP. I remember watching me and my cousin getting a kick out of him. It was kind of around the same time of the Disco Inferno. Coco did have a parrot named Frankie. Sadly, Frankie died in a fire. Very sad. Here's one half of the. Oh, here's the other one. Here are the Sheep Herders. One of the most violent, vicious tag teams in all of wrestling history. Look very similar to the Bushwhackers, but these are the Sheep Herders. Here is another tag team from the 80s. We have Nikita and Ivan, the Russians. Pop Mama, those are her cousins. The Bushwhackers, not the Sheep Herders. The Diamond Cutter is better than the RKO. Rusty Lungs, what's going on, brother? Here's some more WCW icons. Magnum TA, what could have been. The Icon Sting. Got the Harlem Heat in here somewhere. Lee Legend has so many customs. Here's my Nikolai Volkov. When he was the late Nikolai Volkov, he passed away last year. May he rest in peace. Nikolai Volkov, one of the legends of wrestling. Here's when he was a member of the $1 Million Team. He had fallen on hard times. The $1 Million Man kind of bought him and made him his slave. I still have to paint the scent mark on his butt. But here is Nikolai Volkov custom. Dusting is a pain. The best way to keep collectibles clean is to keep them in glass. Unfortunately, Elite Legend can't do that. But this room is actually dust free. There might be dust on figures, but that's probably dust that came with them from downstairs. The attic, it's really hot up here, but the benefit of the attic is there is absolutely no dust up here, which is kind of weird. But yeah, I think the best way is to keep them in glass. Maybe put them in bags if you're going to store them. But that's probably the best way to keep them dust free. I hate dusting too. Sure, Shannon has the Sting Funko Pop. Is that the one that is it the one that comes with Lex Luger, or is there a single Sting Funko Pop? Here's a custom of Mr. USA Tony Atlas. Oh, cool. Is it the Crow Sting? So yeah, that's a pretty cool thing. Here's a really cool, easy fix-up that I did of Andre the Giant. Just put some different boots on him, and you have Andre in his yellow outfit. Here's my Tito Santana, looking like the LJN. Arriba! Here is the Genius, Mr. Perfect's manager, custom. I love those Mr. Perfect vignettes. Here's one of my favorite heels, and one of my favorite WrestleMania moments, believe it or not, was from the WrestleMania where there was the Battle Royal. And the last two men in the Battle Royal were Bret Hart and Bad News Brown. They decided they were going to share the prize, which was a trophy. Bret Hart ended up... Oh, now I forgot. Did Bret Hart eliminate Bad News Brown? Oh, no. Bad News Brown gave Bret Hart the Ghetto Blaster, which is like an enziguri. Kick to the back of the head, kind of like... and ended up winning the trophy. Then Bret Hart started to show the crybaby mentality, and he came into the ring, took the trophy, and like broke it into pieces. And that started off Bret Hart's first miniature singles run in the WWF. They actually broke up the Hart Foundation like in 89, 88 to test the waters to see how they did on their own. That's why if you look back at old Survivor Series matches, you see Bret and Jim on different teams. Here's a custom of the U.S. Express, former tag team champions. I got to do something to Barry Windham's hair. I don't like how bulky it is. I got to probably like thin it out a bit, maybe put a wash in there. But here you see Mike Rotundo and Barry Windham, the U.S. Express. This is my custom Strike Force. Rick Martel and Tito Santana. Very cool. I just love these figures. It's a real stress reliever to be able to have these guys and relive some memories. Just be able to come and chill out in this room. Even though it kind of stresses me out whenever there's like a tornado and shit starts to fall. But overall, it's a good time. The Wolf Pack. I do have some NWO. Got a lot of WCW stuff. Got to show that off eventually. China's finally going into the Hall of Fame. I got to work on my China custom. But I'm really looking forward to the Hall of Fame tomorrow. Hart Foundation's going in. Brutus the Barber Beefcake's going in. Here's a Brutus the Barber Beefcake custom that I made. Before we got the official release. And then I just popped his head on once we got the official release. Really love this Shawn Michaels figure. I think this is a ringside exclusive. How cool was it when Shawn Michaels went heel on the barbershop? I love this figure. I love that era of HBK. Showing the world that he is a star. Very cool figure. The Heartbreak Kid. Love this Papa Shango figure. Papa Shango was one of my favorite characters of the 90s. Early 90s was really cool. In WCW, you had Vader, and in WWF, you had all these cool angles. You had Jake the Snake trapping the Warrior in the pit of snakes. Papa Shango putting the curse on Warrior. Loved me some Papa Shango.
Papa Shango.
One of my favorites of all time, the Great Kamala. Loved Kamala, world class, WCW, WWF. Kamala is a true unsung hero. If he's not in the Hall of Fame, he should be. Here's another custom of mine. This is my second Morocco custom. But this is Morocco in his classic attire. There you see the Asiatic spike. See the lightning bolt. See the socks. He's ready for Madison Square Garden. He's ready for Jimmy Snuka. He's ready for some action. The Magnificent Morocco was an amazing star. There's a match on YouTube. Check out Morocco versus Hogan in 1985, 86. You won't regret it. Morocco was a great talker, too. Very overlooked. I'm glad he's getting a Mattel figure. Hopefully we get a couple of them. So that's going to be all for now, guys. Elite Legends is going to wind us down. I'm going to have a WrestleMania card coming up tomorrow. It might not be live, but I want you guys to make sure you check it out. Just like I did with the Royal Rumble, I'm going to, enjoy my action figures. I'm going to be I'm basically gonna be recreating the WrestleMania card. Maybe some surprises along the way from the Elite Zone. So thank you guys so much for the support. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you check out everybody in the stream. The Sure Shannon Show, Pop Mama, Rusty Lungs, Bluckers, Tattoo Toy Hunter, Rebel Toys, Nathan Simmons, Big Stan Harris, Big Stan's Hobbies and Collectibles, Funko J, Rochester the Gnome, Danny Medeiros, Pop Mama again. Thank you guys so much for stopping by today. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you comment. Let me know what your favorite WrestleMania moment is. Let me know what do you think is going to be, what's going to go down tomorrow. Do you think John Cena is going to have a match? I know so far, Messina, what's going on, brother? I know John Cena doesn't have a match. Undertaker doesn't have a match. Bray Wyatt doesn't have a match. Kevin Owens doesn't have a match. A lot of people don't have matches, so maybe there's going to be some impromptu stuff coming up. But I do hope that John Cena does end up having a WrestleMania match. I hope that Undertaker shows up. I hope that we get some surprises along the way. And I'm really looking forward to the show. I hope Brock Lesnar retains. And I hope that Cesaro and Sheamus don't end up looking silly and the big kid Nicholas doesn't show up. I feel that the match of the night is going to be AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. Hopefully AJ gets another WrestleMania moment, opportunity to shine. And I'm hoping for Rusev Day to reign supreme in the tag team match. Rusev is always impressing wherever he's at. Unfortunately, he's teaming with Nakamura, who he doesn't have any chemistry with. Going to be facing off against the Usos, Aleister Black and Ricochet, and another team I forget. Triple H against Batista. That's going to be a good match. I can't wait to see that. It's going to be an all-out brawl. I don't expect much out of Batista, given that he hasn't been in the ring for a while. And if you remember his last run, it took him several months before he was back in ring shape. But then he had to leave again. But this is a very cool figure. Can't wait to see him face off against the Game, Triple H. All these figures that I took out today, you're going to see them unboxing in their glory tomorrow in the Elite Legends ring. So I'm looking forward to that. So thank you so much for the support. I appreciate each and every one of you. I want to thank you guys. I know there's a lot of content on YouTube, and for you guys to spend the time watching me, I truly appreciate it. I'm just a guy enjoying his hobby. You guys, it's every collector's dream to be able to share their hobby with with other people. So being able to do that is kind of gives me an outlet. Pop Mama, thank you so much for hanging in there and stopping by in the comments. I know you're with child. Elite Legend is going to go down there and kind of see the baby Kingpin, if you will. Baby Kingpin hasn't been seen in a while. Baby Kingpin, well, here's the deal. Baby Kingpin got a lawyer. Baby Kingpin got an agent. And Baby Kingpin is demanding to be paid, and Elite Legend isn't monetized yet, so I can't pay Baby Kingpin for Baby Kingpin's appearances. So that's why we haven't seen Baby Kingpin on any of our streams. That and Baby King has been in a really foul mood. But hopefully Baby Kingpin makes an appearance very soon. Pop Mama is going to be posting some new Pokemon material. She has the new Detective Pikachu Pokemon cards. So she's going to be showing off some of that stuff. Remember, on the 16th, that nerdy family is going to be facing off against myself and Pop Mama. We're going to be doing a challenge. It's going to be Elite Legends' first Pokemon challenge, so I'm looking forward to that. So make sure you check that out. And just make sure that you guys continue to support the channel. Check out Pop Mama. Check out Tag Team Toy Collector, the Tattoo Toy Hunter, and the Tag Team Toy Collectors. Sandman PR Blogs. Venom Fang, happy birthday, brother. I know I haven't forgotten about you. Venom Fang, we coming for you. Venom Fang. I hope you enjoy your birthday. There may not be many more after that. So until next time, Elite Legends signing out. Thank you so much. Make mine elite and enjoy WrestleMania tomorrow, guys.